Are you a fan of video games? Are you a fan of dinosaurs? Well, if the answer is yes, then Exoprimal might just be for you. What do you get when you combine Anthem, Overwatch, and Jurassic Park? Well, you get Capcom's newest title of Exoprimal.
You did it. You crazy son of a bitch, you did it.
In the world of Exoprimal, a new type of event is occurring as randomly as the ever-changing weather patterns, which releases swarms of, you guessed it, dinosaurs. You take on the role as a new recruit in a corporation exosuit pilot in order to combat the ever-growing threat of a dinosaur outbreak. These events are forecasted by a corporation called Ibius and their dino weather mapping system, which allows exosuit pilots to be in place to protect civilians when such outbreaks occur.
What a time to be alive.
So you rev up the game and you're taken through a brief rundown of how the world is so far, which then introduces the different types of exosuits you can start the game with, which is a pretty awesome cinematic experience, and you are informed that the exosuit development is done by an AI called Leviathan, which sounds promising, right? You start as a new recruit to the Ibius Corporation, and this is where you create your own character model prior to entering into any game tutorial, which offers up the standards in character customization in terms of skin color, hairstyle, hair color, and all the staples required to mold your own image within a game. Once this is complete, you are taken into the firing range, which you are told is an aptitude test in order to ensure you're the right candidate for the job. But really, this is nothing more than a tutorial level in order to get you familiar with the controls and combat of the game. Once you're in the firing range, you will meet Leviathan for the first time, who will guide you through the different areas and tasks you need to perform in order to complete the aptitude test. The controls for the game are exactly what you would expect for a third-person shooter, using the mouse to control your area of view, W, A, S and D keys to control your movement and space to jump, with the right mouse button giving you aimed ability, which doesn't put you directly down the line of sight to the weapon, but zooms you in for a more accurate shooting experience. What you'll notice as you shoot is you get the damage per shot with each connecting bullet on your target. After a quick targeting exercise, you are then introduced to a controlled level of dinosaurs in which to try out the exosuit abilities. Assault exosuits are more focused on dealing damage. Tank-based exosuits are focused on drawing attention and ensuring they are the enemy focus while taking a beating, and healers are focused to support to heal the entire team overall. All the abilities, which each different suit type are on a cooldown, so much like Overwatch, when you spend the ability, it will take some time in order to reuse that ability again. Keep in mind, some abilities will recharge faster than others. What the game will drop occasionally as you play is an item called a craft chip, which allows you to build a deployable cover which stops the stupid dinos from advancing while allowing your bullets to pass through so you can continue the slaughter.
Me Grimlock no bozo, me king!
You can also get your hands on an item called a Dominator, which allows you to take control of a dinosaur in battle. Once you pass your aptitude test, you're then led into the game, where you're grouped up with a team of characters in the game and sent out on patrol, which comes with the hard-ass boss, the typical techie, and a hard-ass battle veteran. And when all of a sudden, a dino storm opens up right on top of all of you, and in a quick decision, you decide to jump into an exosuit and jump out of the plane which is carrying you and land on an island, where again, you're greeted by the Leviathan AI. Leviathan greets you with some news that you have been selected to participate in a training program. And with expected participation, Leviathan will allow your survival as long as you give exceptional results. We can all see where this is headed, right? This Leviathan AI is batshit crazy. Moving right along, Leviathan manages to warp you through time to when the island was a little bit more hospitable, and the story kicks off from here. Swarms of different types of dinosaurs and fighting to survive. Now, while I haven't gone through and finished the story by any means, the way the game works is, it's always multiplayer in order to progress the story. This is explained by Leviathan's wargames, which will always have a team of 5 aspect to the game, and you can choose if you want this to be a PvP or a PvE experience. Now, unlike Overwatch, or games where you are always in a multiplayer experience, here, you can alter the type of style you play on the fly in the game. So if you find yourself in a group with no tanks, you can change your exosuit mid-round and jump into a tank-based exosuit, or a healer, or whatever you think is going to help you slaughter the dinosaurs and ensure victory.
Let the slaughter begin!
Now when the game lets you start playing and slaying your way through it, it feels fast paced and fun. But for me, it really falls apart that you have to continually play the same rounds in multiplayer in order to progress the story component of the game. And while for many players out there, this experience is exactly what they're looking for, and that's great, but for the soloist, this can quickly become really frustrating and lacking in terms of substance to keep the player focused and returning to the game. So when you play in the PvP mode, you are tasked against another team of 5 to complete wave of dinosaurs in different areas to reach the objective, and as you progress through these stages, Leviathan will tell you if you're ahead or behind the rival team in terms of progress. Reaching the final stages in the level, you are then free to complete the objective while being able to openly attack the opposing team. And remember those dominated devices I mentioned earlier? They become active in the final stage of the game, allowing you to take control of a large dinosaur like a Carnotaurus to attack the enemy team. And PvE is pretty much the same, with the exception that the final stages of the game, there is no PvP element available to you. And when you play the game solo, getting a decent balance of classes can be annoying as people are free to move into whatever suits they wish. So without anyone playing the game tactfully, you'll often find yourself losing fairly quickly for the most part, which again really makes you question why you're playing. As you level up while you play, the game will give you reward chests, which can grant you skins and other components you can use to upgrade your preferred exosuit of choice. By being able to deal out additional damage or move faster as your health drops, the choice is really yours on how you decide to build up your suit. So, should Exoprimal go extinct along with the dinosaurs? Well, that really depends on what you're looking for in a game. Personally though, I can't see myself dedicating a lot of time to this game. The inability to actively pursue the story without the multiplayer element is a pretty big deal breaker for me. And while I do believe this game would be a lot more enjoyable playing with a bunch of friends, at the moment, in the opening levels at least, I have found the game to be very rinse and repeat, and I find myself losing interest very, very quickly. But if you don't mind multiplayer driven story and are looking for something new to try, with a dino flavoured twist, dig right in. There is some serious fun to be had here, but if you're looking for a story driven game, well, this may not be the game that you're after. Having said that, seeing dinosaurs on a game screen again that are actively trying to kill you is great, and I still have my fingers crossed for a Dino Crisis remake.
From the creator of Resident Evil, Dino Crisis. Dino.
If you're playing this on PC, I would strongly recommend that you do so using a controller, as I played this with keyboard and mouse and the controller, and I found the experience to be a lot more palpable using a controller as opposed to the old keyboard and mouse.